right, you guys, it is time for me to put my signal knowledge or lack thereof to the test. I have my printouts of the wayside signaling. You could probably hear me fiddling with all my papers in the back. So I guess we're gonna be going on a little learning journey together. I'm still getting the hang of the signaling and the fact that it is permanently turned on with this route, but you know what? We're just gonna play. We're gonna pick a service, we're gonna play the new M9, and I wanna put the broken core dispatcher to the test. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a rush hour service into New York Penn, and we're just gonna see how bad things are by the time we get there, because that's kind of one of the issues, unfortunately, not just with this route, but also New York Trenton. I just want to see how it handles the trains going in and out of New York Penn between about 6:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning. So we'll do train 2403 Hicksville North siding to New York Penn. We're gonna put a little bit of fog on. It's May the 5th. And you know what? We're gonna put a decent amount of clouds. I noticed that as I was playing with the journey mode, it was like all fog and all clouds and all rain. And New York City is definitely not like that all the time, especially Long Island. So we're gonna just play with some decent weather. Just a tiny bit of fog and about 45% clouds. All right, so we're operating 12 units. Our train is 700 tons and 338 yards long. Let's get this thing started. Master key, forward, max brake. You don't need to charge the brakes now. It's going to do it automatically, at least on the M7 and the M9. If you're playing with the M3, it kind of still operates how it was before, I'm pretty sure. Headlights we'll put to dim. We'll turn off our marker lights. We don't need any windshield wipers. It's May. I don't think we need any cab heating, so we're just gonna keep that off. And we should be pretty much ready to rock and roll here. So I think we're actually starting in the sidings. Yeah, we're starting in the sidings. We're not actually starting at the station, so we shouldn't have to pick up any passengers. I will say generally, like, the performance on this route is actually really good. Like, obviously things are a little bit rough when you're at Jamaica and there's a lot of trains around, or if you're at New York Penn, but if you're just kind of out and about, the frame rate for the most part is pretty good. I'm actually kind of surprised I'm getting 70 frames per second, because I usually average between like 90 and 115. So I guess it's just a little bit low, but you know, for the fact that I have, you know, God mode installed and I have all sorts of ultra presets and all that stuff, and also playing on ultra wide 1440p, you know, it's not too shabby. I really like the horn on this thing too. Let's get this thing started. The main question is, how many, not emergency brake applications, but just like, oh shit. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize we're starting off at 10 miles an hour, and look, instantly I get myself a, I don't want to say like a penalty brake, but pretty much kind of a penalty brake. I did acknowledge it in time. You know, I was able to recover the train, but you know, a slowdown that just automatically happens, and that's what happens on this route. I don't know why, like in my brain, I just gun it. I just instantly put the throttle on max and gun it, because in my mind, I'm leaving a station. And I have to realize, you know what, Matt, you need to be watching the signals. You need to be watching the track speed. I'm gonna do much better than that the whole route. But that's so funny, because I was literally just getting ready to say, let's see how many times I speed then within the first 10 seconds. Oh, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, because we're technically in the siding. Duh, I don't know why in my brain I thought we weren't. Well, we're clear ahead, so we should be able to speed up shortly after that. And the horn is really good. Like really, really, really good. I'm very happy with it. You guys, I've been having a lot of fun with this route. I'm not gonna lie, it's good. It's great. And you know, it kind of makes me a little sad, because why couldn't New York to Trenton launch like this? Like, Y'all did that route so dirty. Like, come on. You know, I would love for them to get a SEPTA license and extend that thing down to Philly and really fix it, but I don't see them ever extending that route. If anything, they're gonna create a new one. They're not gonna extend that because that timetable is just so much already. Them just adding on top of it, I don't see it happening. They're just not gonna do it, you know? It just ain't gonna happen, folks. We should be going up to 80 any second. You know what? Let's open the window up. Let's get some natural wind noise in here. It's a little too quiet. I usually like having the window open. And also I think I'm gonna turn the objective off. We definitely have a long train. 12 units. We're still not in the 80. Oh, we're almost there. We have another train passing us. I love how lively the route is. There's like always something going on. I love it. All right, there we go, we're good. Now I can do what I initially did. I'm not really gonna be able to do as much of, you know, sticking my head out of the cab as much as I usually like to do. And that's just because you really have to pay attention. Oh wow, 1,000 miles? Holy shit, that's crazy. You really have to pay attention, you know, to the cab signaling and stuff. But you know what's kind of crazy? The fact that I've driven 1,000 miles in this thing before I've even filmed any video for it is kind of crazy, but I wanted to get the hang of it, you know? Man, I'm telling you, this route is so much fun. Brandon, you fucking killed it, man. Like you killed it, dude. It's amazing. It really is. I just hope Dovetail can just get that darn dispatcher figured out, because Lord have mercy. By the way, throw this thing into max brake. If you don't know, if you throw it into max brake, it will not yell at you while you're at the station. That is my first piece of advice. All right, let's get this thing going. With the whole dispatcher issue, it is a core issue. It has nothing to do with this route. I'm just letting you guys know, it is not an issue with this route. It happens on your Trenton, it happens on other routes. I've noticed the beefier the timetable, the more that issue is occurring. Do not decide you don't want this route because of the trains getting stuck at Penn Station. That has nothing to do with this route. It is a core dispatcher issue, okay? We are making a lot of stops today. But I really hope that Dovetail, you know, really allocates some time and resources to trying to figure that out. I don't know how possible it is, but it's just annoying to have to constantly go in and delete trains and, you know, not knowing what's stuck. Sometimes you don't know what's stuck. Like I've deleted trains that are at the front of the line and then within a minute they get stuck again. And sometimes they're even getting stuck between Penn and West Side Yard as well. So it's like, it just gets a little frustrating because, you know, you spend all this money on these games and then they just don't work right. You know, like I understand shit happens in development, but it's definitely valid to feel frustrated. Also, the PIS, very, very happy that this finally got some love. Makes me a little sad. I would have wished that the New York Trenton PIS was updated, but you know, it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. Yeah, my performance is pretty darn good, guys. $80 to 90 frames a second, I'll take it. Sometimes they get much lower than that. And also you gotta think, this is rush hour. We're out right now in peak times, so it's gonna be a little more laggy than usual. All right, we're making our stop at, I think it's Mineola? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's either Mineola or Mineola. Lots of grade crossings as we come in here. All right, let's get out of here. Also, they have like the trouble screen in the game as well down here. I don't want to spend too much time focusing on this because I want to pay attention to, you know, the signals and stuff. But it's really cool. I don't think it's like actually simulated, but it'll show you stuff on there. And also you can set your train number, which we forgot to do. But if you don't set it, it's okay because it'll automatically populate with the train number as soon as you get going, basically. That's us. Oh wow, yeah, we don't have many more stops after this. We're New Hyde Park, then Jamaica, then we're express all the way to New York Penn at that point. But clearly you can tell that I am having a lot of fun with this route, since literally a couple minutes after I started, I just got the all the points for driving 1,000 miles, I think it said in this thing. Was that really 1,000 miles, or was that 100 miles? There's no way that was 1,000 miles. I just don't feel like I've driven that much already. Also, I don't think this train was in the original Long Island Railroad, though I didn't really play that much anyway. All right, let's get out of here. It also kind of sucks that we don't have that, new third track here. This does take place in 2021. Honestly, it's hard for me to say if this is worth the full $40 because, like, it just depends on a lot of things. Like, if you don't have the original Long Island Railroad, yes, it is. But like, if you have the original Long Island Railroad, I just don't feel like you're really getting enough for the full $40. That's just my opinion. I would personally wait for a sale, but the thing is like, I'm kind of on both sides of the fence because I have the original Long Island Railroad, but like, this just comes to life. The updated signaling, TSW4, the extension, like, I personally really like, shit, I'm gonna miss this. I really like, what this route has to offer. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And also, the updated timetable just really brings it to life. It really does feel like a new route. So it's like, part of me is like, yeah, it's worth it, but then part of me is like, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. If you're not a fan of the original Long Island Railroad route, definitely pick this up. But if you like that and you're fine with playing that, I say just hold out until this goes on sale, honestly. That's my opinion. Doing pretty good so far. I'd say we've been on time to every station, at least for the most part. Once we get up to Jamaica, there's really gonna be a test for signal knowledge at that point, but at this point where we are, there really isn't too much going on with that. Just clear 80 all the way down. I am not brave enough to drive HUDless yet, guys. Sorry. I'm just gonna admit that flat out to you right now. I'm not brave enough for it. Can't do it. Just can't do it. Also, I love having God mode because look at how far ahead that I can see with signals. All right, we have our first, I gotta use my signaling guide here. So coming up is approach medium. Display ADU codes 80, 70, 60, 40, 30, or 40 and 30 in zone A. Proceed approaching the next signal at medium speed. So that's this one that you can see right there coming up. I don't know what that's gonna display for me, because usually it goes from 80 to 70, then from 70 to 40, and we're still up at 80, so I don't... Oh, now it's clear. Okay, so we must be following behind a train then. Like I said, like I have a lot of learning to do with this. Like, it's kind of complicated, and I think what makes it harder is that a lot of these code change points are hidden. So you can't, like, you don't know where they are if you don't have the HUD on. Now what I usually do is I usually just start braking early, just so I don't get any penalties. Like, I know we're gonna be coming down to 15 as we go into Jamaica, so I usually just start braking early, honestly. Yep, there's our 70, and I'm assuming we're going to be going down to 40 in about 200 yards. Yep, I don't know why, but we did. And I've kind of been predicting how the progressions go, but it's just a lot for me to grasp, and I'm working on it. And it's hard because I'm not seeing any signals, so I'm not really sure, you know, what's going on. It just happens, and you need to know what speed you need to be at. At least that's what I've gathered. There once was a time where I said PZB was the hardest in the game, and I completely take that back. I don't think PZB is the hardest in the game anymore. I think it truly is ATC, especially on Long Island Railroad. Alright, so that's an approach slow. 40, 30, or 15, proceed approaching the next signal at slow speed. Trains exceeding medium speed must at once reduce to that speed. Okay, then after that, we have slow approach. That's when we'll have the 15, I believe. Or maybe not. See, I don't know. I'm learning, okay? I'm trying. We should go down to a 30 code here. No? Oh no, down to 15, holy shit. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I have no clue. I feel like every time it's different. It's so hard to predict. And this is a slow approach, I know that. We've got a little friend behind us there. Wait, was he actually behind us? Was he following us that whole— oh my god, he's been following us. Wow. Okay. And I think we're gonna be about a minute late, most likely. And then as soon as we come to a stop, I think I'm gonna head onto the map view and just check and see what Penn Station's looking like. About halfway through my journey, I usually check to see if anything's stuck, and then I try clearing it up. At least by that halfway point. Yeah, it sucks you have to do this, but it's just something we have to do because the dispatcher is cooked. Especially when you have a really good lively timetable. The dispatcher's like, fuck you, dude, we're not even gonna try. There's just too many trains. All right, there we go. We are at Jamaica. So let's check out New York Penn. How are we looking? Okay, nothing's stuck. Color me shocked. Go figure, the one time I film, everything works properly. I've had probably not every service, but like 80 to 85% of the services that I've played, when I check back at New York Penn, everything's just gridlocked. Like there will be a line of trains starting here, going all the way to like here. And then there'll be a few trains stuck right here, like 2 or 3 trains stuck trying to come out of West Side Yard or go into West Side Yard. And it ends up just being a clusterfuck, and sometimes I'll be deleting trains and then within a minute or two they get stuck again. Gets a little frustrating, but it has nothing to do with this route, guys. I seriously want you to know that. It's a core dispatcher issue. All right, New York Penn. We got an M7 here. Oh wow, 2 M7s, let's go. I will say I do really enjoy driving the M3, and that's because it wasn't updated for the new route. So like, you know, if you get hit with a restriction or something and you gotta slow down, it doesn't dock your points from you. A lot of people are upset about it not being updated, but I'm kind of happy because I just feel like a lot less stress when driving it. It just feels more like chill for me, you know? And I think that's probably because you can turn ATC on and off, right? And I'm pretty sure I never even turned it on, so that's probably why it has no effect on my score, actually. I just realized that. Because I'm pretty sure that train still has like the circuit breaker panel and all that stuff. All right, so we're getting back up to 80. TSW4 really does this route wonders. Like, it's beautiful. Especially, you know, the volumetric fog. And my ultra preset from Jet Wash. You guys, my engine I&I, it's very, very modified. It's modified to like ultra. So like my view distance, like the shadows, the way the foliage comes in. Like you don't see any foliage just loading up right in front of us. And I love that. Also, I cannot see what ATC is reading because of the sunlight. That is a problem right now. I think it's at 80. We gotta wait till we move out of the sunlight. So for now, I'm just gonna stick at 70 until I see it. Okay, we are at 80. This is probably a really good time to get a thumbnail shot. I'm telling you, the camera mode's like one of the best things they've added to this game. I spend so much time in it that sometimes I don't even get to enjoy the beauty of the routes themselves because I'm just like, how many pictures can I take? And being able to adjust like the depth of field and stuff, it's just perfect, guys. There we go. Save and upload. I think now would also be a really good time to bring up another criticism. I'm not really the biggest fan of the safety systems basically docking points from you, you know, for your overall progress for your profile. You know, I could understand if you exceeded track speed limits, which at one point that's how it was. But now if you don't know the exact signal speed that you're supposed to be going at when you pass these signals or when you pass these code change points, it's pulling points away from you. And I really don't like that. I feel like it's kind of harsh and kind of unfair, especially for someone that doesn't really know the route that well. I think that definitely needs to be adjusted. I will say, like, one of the positives though is that even if you're being docked for speed reductions from signaling, it is still possible to earn a platinum medal from whatever service you're completing. And you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, it doesn't even matter to me because I don't play for the medals. But it's like, a lot of people do, you know, the scoring system is there. So it might not mean a lot to you in particular, but for a lot of players, especially the more casual ones, it definitely has an impact for them. Yup, there's our 70. See, I didn't know when it was coming, but I knew it was coming up because I saw that, you know, our track speed's going down to 60. So that's why I started slowing down. That's usually what I do, like when I don't know when it's coming, I just brake early. I guess it's better to brake too early than too late, right? I think we might be following behind a train, actually. Kinda wanna check the map real quick. Yeah, we are. Kind of. All right, time for signal knowledge. I have to pause and look at my wayside signaling. So that was approach medium. That's what we're going past right now, right here at 3AA. So is that gonna bring us down to 40? No, it did not. I think I'm just gonna stay at 40 though, because I know this next signal does bring you down to a code 40 because you switch tracks. Oh wait, I think it might have been one of those code change points right after the signal though. You guys are witnessing me trying my best, okay? That's all that matters. I just know on my first round, I was getting docked left and right. Like my first like 5 rounds, I think I lost like 600 or 700 points in terms of speeding. It was kind of crazy. My frame rate is really suffering right now, like bad. Upper 30s, lower 40s. I think what I need to do is turn this wayside signaling guy that I have into like flashcards. I think that might really help me, honestly. There we go, there's our Amtrak, Acela, New Jersey Transit in here. Unfortunately, they don't move, but you know, at least you can look at them as you go by. right, coming into New York Penn is always the hardest for me because it seems like the progressions go down so fast. So that one was a clear, obviously. I'm getting a lot of hitching. I think I'm gonna put the windows up too now. All right, that's clear as well. Okay, that's clear as well. Holy hitch. Holy hitch! It's not good! Alright, it's flashing. That is advanced approach. That means we're going down to 40. I'm definitely getting docked for that one, yep. Just a little bit though, just a little bit. And this is approach coming up. I'm telling you, it gives you a good challenge if you don't know what you're doing like me. This is a great challenge. It's just a great way to learn it, you know? The more you play it, the more you're looking at your guide, you're going to learn it. So that was down to 30. And then this one coming up is restricting, so that one is like the definite 15. But we're already at 15 now, so it doesn't matter. I'm just a little surprised though, because I didn't think that ATC would bring you down this much, this far out from New York Penn. Is that how it is in actuality? And honestly, I can kind of understand if it is, because I'm pretty sure there's, you know, been some unfortunate incidents, you know, with like accidents and stuff happening. So I honestly am not even surprised. All right, New York Penn looks pretty good, guys. I think we actually lucked out with that. I don't think this train's stuck. I think he's probably just waiting for a platform to clear up. Probably one of these other trains are gonna pull out and then he's gonna come in. But I think we might have lucked out. Oh, we're being followed very, very closely. Well, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up, guys. Thank you for coming to watch my messiness. I knew eventually at some point I'd have to share my terrible lack of ATC knowledge with you guys. So I had to break the ice eventually. But I had a lot of fun. You guys, this route it's fun. Man, I'm telling you. Pick it up. It's fun, loads of fun. I think you definitely should get it. Yeah, it's hard for me to say if I think it's worth a full $40 because I feel like sometimes I'm like, yes, it is. When I have a lot of fun, I'm like, yes, it is. But then sometimes I'm like looking at the bigger picture, you know, and I'm like looking at what was actually added and I'm like, it might be better to wait for a sale. Grab it, just grab the route, honestly. It's one of those rare occasions where I say, you know, definitely pick it up at launch. It's just a lot of fun. Okay, you guys, I think we're starting to have our New York City pileup actually happening now, but we only lost 260 points for speeding, one of which shouldn't have even happened because it was at the very beginning, but I don't think I did that bad. I think we have our lockup happening here. I'm gonna wait though for this train to pull out because maybe they're waiting for this guy here. Maybe this is the platform that this guy's gonna pull into, so I just wanna wait and see because if not, I think we might have our first little Penn Station backup happening thanks to the dispatcher. Okay, he's moving, so things are looking good, at least on this round. Quite surprised, but you know, I'll take it. That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, thank you for coming to hang out, and I'll see you next time. So long.